Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Brooklyn Baby Podcast with me, your host, Charlene Sabb. Hello, and happy weekend, everybody. I know it's been a minute, but I'm going to get back on my stride, I am enjoying my early retirement life. And I'm not going to say been lazy, but so many things had popped up like whack-a-mole. Like one thing needed my attention and another thing needed my attention. And then I had to go here, go there, go out of town a few times, for pleasure, of course. I shouldn't say I had to go out of town. I made the choice to go out of town for certain excursions, which were pleasurable and very nice and relaxing. And yeah, so here we are. I thank you all for being with me today. And just as a reminder, please share my podcast, spread the word about my podcast. Mama needs some likes and views. I really do. And I'm not pushing my stuff like I should. I'm new to this, but I'm trying to be true to this and good to this. So I'm trying. So help a sister out. Help this middle-aged woman out. I'm just still trying. I'm being totally transparent. Full disclosure. This is very new to me. This is almost going on a year since I had my podcast. It started in July of 2024. And, I have another good friend. He has his own podcast. He's my buddy. And ironically, we are both from New York, but we met 27 years ago when I first moved down here. His mother introduced us. And he has his own podcast. That's my buddy. He's from Queens, but we both originate from New York. He's from Queens. I'm from Brooklyn, both from New York City. And we met 27, going on 28 years down here through his mother, because his mother and I used to work a temporary holiday job together. And she said, I want you to meet my son, and y'all date. And we dated for a couple of years, very light. It wasn't that, I guess, not that deep or serious, but we still maintained a friendship. Anyway, so he gives me pointers on what to do with podcasts and this, that, and the third. And so I'm just trying to, now that I'm retired, I'm going to really bring it to y'all and just really work on this some more and actually start giving y'all live or at least taped live podcast episodes in which I'm going to be filming myself so you could, just see me live or pre-recorded live. Anywho, so today's episode is dating in the middle years. Yes, she, that is me, had a birthday a few weeks ago, almost a month ago. It was May 23rd. And by the time you hear this, it should be the end of Gemini season. Gemini season, I believe, probably ended on the 21st. Yep. So by the time you hear this podcast, it should be officially Cancer season, the season of the crabs. Sounds so crazy to say. Anyway, so today's topic is dating in middle-age years. Dating in the middle years. I just turned 54 on May 23rd. So yeah, I've been in the middle years for quite a minute. Anyway, you know what? I didn't even write down notes. Maybe I need to start. But I just really talk from my dome because my topics are things that are passionate to me, things that are interesting to me, and I feel my age demographic, and maybe sometimes other age demographics which are a little older or even younger than me. But they're things that I feel very passionate about, and they really affect my life. So they come from the heart, unscripted, no notes, no cue cards. So middle years dating, I don't know where to even begin. Let me try to tackle this topic and not go on a long tangent. Dating is hard. It is really hard. Well, I'm just going to say for me, because some people might not give a damn. But for me, listen, there's certain criteria. And I think I kind of touched on some of the stuff that are part of my criteria, episodes ago, maybe a year ago. But for me, it is really hard because it seems like the older I get, the more set I am in my ways. And I know a lot of you can probably relate. Uh, the more I really reflect on my actions, my missteps, my bad decisions, as well as my good ones, but especially the bad ones, because I don't want to misstep or make those mistakes again. And because of me taking accountability and reflecting on maybe some poor dating decisions in the past and choices of people who I entertained rather, and let them entertain me, it's like, ooh. So with that being said, I'm extra vigilant. Actually, I was always vigilant and careful, don't get me wrong, but it's like now I'm like Fort Knox. You really gotta bring it to even let me let you take me out or even get my phone number. I'm just being honest, because when I go out on a day to day, there are men you can tell they try to get my eye contact with me, and if I'm feeling a certain vibe or just whatever, I'm just not even look the other. I'm just gonna look the other way. And sometimes I might see a man when I'm out. Listen, I'm single until I have a ring on my finger. So until I have a ring on my finger and someone takes me off the market, I'm single. Okay. But with that being said, and sometimes I've been out and about, and I might be in my own bubble because life is great right now. I sleep very well at night, and a lot of times, like in retrospect, I'm like, oh my God, that man was eyeing me down. He looked like someone I would date. But I said, oh man, I was just in my own bubble, just happy about what's going on in my life. I maybe should have made eye contact. I could have had a date. And then yeah, there have been situations like that too, where listen, I guess because when I go out, I'm not searching, I'm not thirsty, I'm not like ooh. I'm just like, men have never defined me and never will define me. So when I go out, I'm literally and legitimately out to just buy what I gotta buy, whether I'm in a grocery store, whether I'm out taking a jog, whether I'm working out at the gym. I'm just about my business. And I guess because the way I was always programmed, finding a man was never part of my repertoire. It just never was. And I guess I had the opportunity to be married a couple of times, but I chose not to. And those were great decisions. But at the same time, when I go out, I'm not going out, oh, I got to find somebody. That's just not how I'm wired, which a lot of people are wired. I'm not trying to bash them, but I'm not. So with that being said, a lot of times when I go out, I might have missed my nice opportunities. And sometimes when I go out in retrospect, I'm like, oh my God, that man was trying to get my attention. But because I'm just laser focused on handling my business and not thirsty to try to get a man, yeah, I may have missed several opportunities. But dating middle years, I don't know how you all feel, but for me, being how particular I am, and listen, I'm not the easiest person. Not saying I'm mean or difficult. I don't think I'm difficult. Some people might say differently. I just don't put up with mess. I just don't. You breathe funny or give me a funny look, I'm out. There's no need for discussion. So there's just certain things like, are you close to your kids? Do you value your kids? Do you spend time with your kids? That's important to me. And at my age, I don't want anyone who has children under a certain age. I just don't. Like I don't want. Listen, I don't want to date anyone with kids who are still in elementary school, let alone babies or toddlers. No. And let me be clear. Another thing, I'm just not into being a cougar. I don't want anyone younger than me. I just don't. I don't. And most people think I look younger than 54. So with that being said, 40-year-olds try to still shoot their shot. But to me, I always like men older. I really don't go for too many men my own age. Once I would say I was out of the high school years, college years, but when I became an adult, like 21 and over, I tend to gravitate towards older men. Now, that's not to say men my age or around my age don't appeal to me, because they do. However, historically, I tend to go for men at least 10 to 20 years older than me. I look at these things. You take care of yourself. If you smoke, forget it. If you drink excessively, forget it. If you don't even try to work out or exercise, forget it. You know, these are the criteria I look for. If you are you a doting good father? Because if you're not trying to spend time with your children, and you have a history of not being an involved parent, forget it. Because I'm still a very involved parent, and I don't want that. Certain criteria. You can't be broke. Come on now. At a certain age, you at least have your finances together. Um, I know they say that there are 4 love languages. What are they? Acts of service, physical touch, quality time, and gifts. Damn it, I want them all. No, but all joking aside, out of those 4 love languages, yeah, who doesn't? I would want them all. But if I were to rank them, for me personally, I like someone giving me their time. Give me your time. Because to me, give me your time, like that quality time, that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes that you want to be in my presence. You want me in your presence. Even when we're not in each other's faces, you are calling, you're texting. That to me means so much quality time. And I would say my second love language, if I were to rank them, the quality time is first. Number 2, physical touch. Like, I should be appealing to you, so appealing you can't keep your hands off me while we're spending that quality time together. Then I would say third for me, gifts, flowers, gifts. And I would say last would be acts of service. If I were to rank the 4 love languages and their ranking in my life, in my mind. Okay? But yeah, dating is no joke. I think, and I'm finding out through younger people, through my son and his friends, that it's even difficult for these millennials. I'm like, wow. And my younger cousin, who's also a millennial, I'm like, it's really kicking people's asses. I mean, as far as like really finding people to really gel with, to jive with, to aside from finding someone attractive and them finding you attractive, there's a lot of work that needs to be done, especially if you're trying to build with somebody. Okay, not just have someone experience you or you experience them, because that's easy. Yeah, I like you, you like me, I find you attractive, you find me attractive. Yeah, a lot of times people want to experience you, but they don't want to build with you. Big difference. Big difference. Know the difference. So, just first and foremost, always put God first. And the rest will follow. The rest will flow. But at the same time, when I go to the gym, I see a lot of single men of all races and persuasions, who are, I would say the average age of my gym, I would say, someone actually brought this to my attention. The average age in the gym where I go to is, this person brought to my attention, I would say 55 years old would be the average age at the gym. And depending on what time of day you go, that average age might be a little older or younger. But that's the average age that me and someone else realized. It would be the age of 55 years old. So, basically people got to get in where they fit in. Everybody needs love. I mean, of course, one day, yes, I would like to finally say I do to someone. Because like I said, I had at least 2 opportunities in the past to be married, but I realized those weren't the right people for me. It would have been an epic disaster had I gone through with marrying those particular people. And I'm so glad that I did not. And then when you get older, you realize marriage is a business. It is a business. Not saying I'm trying to get somebody for a come up, or they should want me for a come up, or we should want each other for a come up. But again, you want to have someone whose energy matches your energy. Someone who's not going to be an albatross around your neck and drown you in a lake, a pond, or even in a thimble of water. You want someone who you can build with, someone who you can relate to, someone who you can maybe even make power moves with. But it shouldn't be someone who's going to be a taker and not reciprocate and be a leech, a mooch, someone who's going to take away from you or detract or distract, so that these are things that are very important. These things are very important. But you know what? Middle-aged people and beyond, no matter what age you are, the same things that the young people do to find love and romance, you could do it too. You could date online. I don't do that anymore, but to each his own. Because I'd rather just, I just rather just meet someone in person. I want to smell you. I want to, I want to be, I want to see your aura. I want to see how you move. I want to see your body language. I want to smell your cologne. I want to see how you interact, how you enunciate, how you articulate. I want to see how you react to me. That's very important. If you can meet someone in person and y'all want to exchange numbers after meeting in person and go out on a date, to me, in my mind, that's about 75% of, or at least 50 to 75% of the process. And then whatever happens after that, hey. But I think the crux of it is taking care of with meeting in person. Gym man has been an eye-opening experience. At my gym membership at my current gym going on what? It's going on 2 years this December. And that's been, I misspoke. It's going on 3 years this December. But I've been really using the hell out of it. I would say pretty much over the past 2 years, I've been using the mess out of that membership. The first year, not so much. But really, I would say definitely in 2023, I was putting that bad boy to use. And really, I would say from last year this time to now, yes, and even intensified, I would say since February of this year. Really using it on like not just spurts of using it for a few days or weeks on end, but really going religiously, not missing any weeks or not missing. What I'm trying to say is in recent months, not having a week go by where I haven't gone at least once or twice. But my goal is to go as much as possible, at least 5 to 7 days a week. But at the bare minimum, I want to be in that bad boy at least 2 to 3 days a week. So great opportunities. It's hot now, it's summer. And, even just going to the mall, going to the grocery store, going to get some ice cream or some icy, it's a good opportunity to park. And again, what the young people do, people my age and older, can do those same things to meet somebody. A lot of events. Yes, my son gave an event recently at a local club. It was a day party brunch, and I was told that this same venue has karaoke open mic nights that have people that are my age range. I was like, ooh, okay. And they, it's playing tunes that are appealing to my age range. So I was like, okay, I got to check that out. And some of these same venues, including this venue, has game night, bingo, and other things to appeal to all ages, but especially to my demographic. So that's just church as well, which I'm going to go to my local church. I'm probably going to go, since the pandemic, I'm just going to be fully transparent, and everything that's going on with the pandemic and after. I just really haven't been going like I should. But I'm going to be honest, I was never, even before the pandemic, a person who was up in the church every week religiously. I call myself spiritual, not religious. So with that being said, yes, I pray every day. I read my Bible scriptures every day. But as far as me being up in the church every week, no sir, no ma'am. Even as a younger person, I just never was. As a teenager, young adult. Now my mother and father, they'd be up in there often when I was younger. But me, I would go every now and then. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. When I was a teenager, of course, under their rule, I would go with them. But when I became a young adult, I was going every now and then, but they would be the ones that would go just about every Sunday, whether we were in living in Brooklyn or in Raleigh, North Carolina. And now as a middle-aged woman, I go every now and then, but I pray and read my Bible scriptures every day. Again, I'm spiritual, not religious. But I do want to go more often. Again, not trying to go every Sunday and not bash anyone who does that. This is just me. But my point is great opportunities to meet people as well, all age brackets. And me being an author, at book readings, poetry readings, whether it's in a club setting, bookstore, or what have you, great opportunities to meet, because it is difficult. So basically, people just stick to your guns. If you have a certain type, if you have a certain checklist, don't feel you got to compromise. Don't feel you have to, stick to what you like. Be positive, but yet you're not going to meet someone just staying at home either. You got to put yourself out there more than usual, because someone's not going to just ring your doorbell and wrapped in a bow and be your person. You got to do your part, which I'm going to be honest, someone said that to me way back when I was in Brooklyn, way back. Actually, it was the person who my dad rented the upper apartment of his 2-family single home. And she said, Shah, she would call me. She said, you're not going to meet anyone just sitting in the house. You got to put yourself out there. And this is when I was like in my early to mid-20s. I would say mid-20s. And she never told a lie. She was right. God bless her. Her soul in heaven. She has passed on. But my dad's tenant, Miss Irma, used to tell me, you're not going to meet someone sitting in the house on Troy Avenue. You got to put yourself out there. The person's not going to just come to your door. She was right. I said, yes, Miss Irma, you're right. And that's the truth. That is the truth. And I'm a fan of the referral. If you know someone who knows someone who you might gel with and they want to put you on to someone, keep yourself open and available. That's all. I mean, because nobody really wants to be. Who wants to be alone? I don't want to be alone. Well, I don't consider myself alone. I consider myself with myself and selective, because I have the right to be selective, and you have the right to be selective too. But have fun with this. Have fun. Middle-aged people, we're just, but I will say this. At this age, you're going to find very few people who have never been married. And I guess most of the people who are available were people who are divorced. And because most of these people have had some kind of marriage at some point in their lives, and at 50-something years old and older, they probably been married at least one time before. And I'm just being honest, that's pretty much what's in the dating pool. That's what's in the dating pool. But you know what? Have fun with this. Have fun with this process. And like I've always said before, you are the CEO of your life. You decide who to bring into it and hire, who to demote, who to fire, who to promote, who to take to the next level, But but at the same time, don't let trying to find a mate be the end-all be-all, that you miss how beautiful and blessed your life is and all the wonderful things that come with it. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people, I think, get too caught up in trying to be married or have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever they're looking for, that they're missing all the blessings that God has provided them right under their noses. Like, I've always been grateful. I've been grateful, because not many people can say they've had both their parents together for 55 years of marriage, 60 years together, including a 5-year courtship, and to have your parents alive when you're yourself in your 50s. So I up until my mother's death last year, I always knew I was blessed. Up to that time and beyond, I used to thank God. Oh, I'm so grateful to have both my parents alive. At 50, 51. My mother passed a little before I turned 53. So I was like, it's a blessing to have both of them alive for all these years. So imagine if I was so focused on, I got to have a husband. I'd have been missing the blessing of being around my mom and dad, enjoying their lives and their marriage, because I'm worried about having a husband. No, I didn't. I didn't never miss the view. I've always looked at the view. I've always looked at how beautiful my life was and still is. I thank God on a regular for having my parents around at my big age. So I never, I was always grateful. I was never not grateful. I was always grateful because I knew things could have gone left easily, in which I couldn't have said that. So now that she's gone, as of last year, I can honestly say I gave her my all. I was there every step of the way, so I didn't have to jump in the casket when she passed. Because even though, yeah, I was not married by choice, I'm not gonna ignore all the blessings that God has given me to have the life that I have and have my parents around and kicking for so many years. And my dad is still alive, going to be 88. So, everyone just have fun with this. This is going to be a beautiful summer, and claim it. Claim it. And whether you meet your person or not, don't miss all the blessings that are going on around you. Be grateful for your health. Be grateful for your kids if you have kids, and grandkids if you have grandkids, and all the people who pour into you and love you. And look at, have fun trying to find the person for you, or have fun in. But again, don't let it be your priority. Don't let it consume you. But at the same time, be vigilant. Keep your eyes open, your ears open, because that person might be right at your fingertips, or they might be coming right around the corner in your life, and just be open to possibilities and be positive. Be friendly. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes someone might want to approach you, but they might be like, oh, I'm intimidated, or the person's mean mugging me, or looking all mean and serious. It doesn't hurt to say good morning to someone. That person you say good morning to, say good morning back to you, might be your person. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for being here with me on the Brooklyn Baby Podcast. Spread the word. Hit that like button. Share it. And again, we look forward to some live tapings coming up soon, baby. All right, until then, thanks for being with me. Stay focused, stay blessed, be happy, and enjoy this beautiful weather. Bye.